Friends, gig is a slang for a live musical performance, or maybe it's a paid engagement of a musician, or maybe an orchestra, though its adaptation to economy is a little contrary. Such music performances or gigs are even staged on a street, a town hall, a bar, a music venue, or maybe in a stadium. They can be formal or informal. They can be charged or maybe free. Now let's understand a little more about gig jobs and gig economy this Saturday. In a broader sense, it means paid work and employment. A large part of world economy is now actually gig. Similar to music concerts or musicians who are paid for a performance, gig economy involves payment to individuals on completion of a certain work via digital platforms. Now, OECD reports that generating additional income and having work flexibility are the most common motives that work for gig economy platforms. If you have ever called up a freelance taxi driver, or booked a holiday rental, or ordered food to be bought a homemade craft through applications, then you have been a part of the gig economy. MasterCard gig economy industry outlook and needs assessment is a report that asset sharing services like home sharing, car sharing, boat sharing, parking space sharing, P2P equipment sharing, transportation based services like ride sharing, carpooling, restaurant delivery, goods delivery, professional services like business work, micro work, design, tech, coding, writing, translation, and administrative or handmade goods, household and miscellaneous services like home services, babysitting, tutoring, handmade crafts, and pet services. They are all important cogs in the gig economy. Ride-hailing applications like Uber or Ola, food delivery applications like Zomato, Swiggy, or Domino, or holiday rental applications like 99 Acres, Magic Bricks, or No Broker are all digital platforms. They connect freelancers with customers to provide short-term services or asset sharing. Gig is a fast-growing segment that brings in productivity and large-scale employment. It, however, is a part of the unorganized sector that is as large as 90% in the country. Will this contribute to more shadow economy? The informal sector, mostly labor-intensive, has no concept of minimum age or minimum wage and offer no security either. Many of them, like the construction workers, domestic workers, sex workers, the homeless, street vendors, household and miscellaneous service providers are all gig workers. Is it necessary in the future for people to work 9 to 5 for a single employer or being on a payroll of a company? Gig economy offers other possibilities for them to balance various income streams and work independently, job by job. Maybe in future that can become a new normal. The Boston Consulting Group, through a research survey based on extensive primary interviews, field research and expert inputs, reports that gig economy has a potential to serve up to 90 million jobs. Roughly 30% of India's non-formal workforce adds up to 1.25% of India's GDP in the long run and creates millions of new jobs across all sectors in the Indian economy. Within the working age population, people join gig economy out of need for either primary or maybe supplemental income. Among the supplemental income group, there are those who are casual earners and those who are financially weak. Whatever that is, in sum, the free agents and casual earners make up 70% of the gig workforce. Why is gig economy in focus? Firstly, global gig economy transactions are forecast to grow by 17% year on year to around $455 billion by the end of this year, according to a report from MasterCard. Secondly, it brings about economic benefits in productivity and employment. However, gig economy companies present complications for product market regulation, competition policies, and tax and labor market policies. Still, there are questions of protection and labor market policies of consumers and workers that need answers. Since most of the gig economy thrives on technology, if implemented thoughtfully, it can bring about a little respectability to gig jobs, which it lacks today. Technology also brings transparency and accountability. There is, however, a paradox here. Look at it. Whereas digital formats or digital platforms promote formal economy, the support systems of gig economy do exactly the reverse. If this is to be avoided, data analytics, artificial intelligence must be extensively used. Resulting trust can drive gig markets into folds of formal economy. Can the government help gig workers? Towards promoting a social cause, it can. In that sense, a pension for informal sector workers is a great idea. For apart from less social protection and no perks in the gig economy, it can also bring loneliness and associated psychological problems. In order to be successful chasing gig jobs, workers and companies providing such jobs will need a lot more discipline and, yes, a lot more resilience as well. The contributory pension scheme introduced by the Government of India, a key social security measure, caters to the unorganized sector workers in the 18 to 40 age group who earn less than rupees 15,000 a month. Now, there are, however, questions to answer. If all the estimated 10 crore workers were to join, an outlay of 12,000 crores will be required. Now, further, for a matching grant of the government, a worker too has to contribute 100 rupees per month. If he is 29 years and 55 rupees if he is 18 years of age. Simple backhand calculations show with a lock-in period of 31 years rising to 42 years, the first set of workers eligible for pension will be year 2050. 200 rupees invested per month for 42 years yields 15,71,666 rupees at 10% compounded annual rate returning 10,335 rupees a month at 8% simple interest. Now, besides all this, will they also be eligible for paid holidays and the minimum wage? The larger question, however, is who gets the corpus when the pension stops for an individual or his or her nominations? That's a very interesting question. Friends, probably it will be a good idea to declare all gig workers as wage laborers and make minimum wages act applicable to them. Unemployment has been on the rise partly due to the pandemic. It rose in October to 7.75% from a 3-month low of 6.8% in September. As reported by the research firm Center for Monitoring Indian Economy. Rural unemployment rose even more to 7.9% from 6.6% the previous month. Can massively rising gig jobs be the answer we are looking out for unemployment woes? It can add a few points to the GDP growth as well. So why not promote gig economy? Dave Muleshi, the author of The Gig Economy, The Complete Guide to Getting Better Work, Taking More Time Off, and Financing the Life You Want, it's a book, writes, "For it matters not how much we own, the cars, the house, the cash. What matters is how we live and love and how we spend our free time." Very profound indeed. With that thought, let me end this Saturday's episode, and I have given you some food for thought in the coming week. And let me close for today with thank you, namaskar, and dhanyavad. And let me not forget, a very good new year, very happy and prosperous new year to you all. Thank you.